day of declines. The NASDAQ down 45. The economy added 215,000 jobs in July. That's a little less than expected, but still a strong number. The nation's jobless rate holding steady at a 7-year low of 5.3%. And hourly wages even increased a little bit, up 0.2%. Shares of American Express up 5% right now, following reports that noted investment firm Value Act Capital has taken a $1 billion stake in the credit card processor. And starting on Monday, PepsiCo taking out the aspartame from Diet Pepsi, replacing it with 2 other artificial sweeteners amid consumer worries about its safety. Tom Busby, CNBC.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Shaquille O'Neal for Icy Hot.
If you've got pain, you need the patch.
The Icy Hot Patch. Powerful, targeted, fast-acting pain relief that stays put without the mess. Icy to dull the pain, hot to relax it away. In a variety of sizes, from back, shoulders, knees, even arthritis. So you're covered whenever and wherever you're hurt. Stop pain right at the source with Icy Hot Patches.
Pain's no match for the Icy Hot Patch.
For temporary topical pain relief, use only as directed.
Slam the door on FeePay. Forget everything you know about selling online, because I'm here to tell you about a new and revolutionary way to buy and sell on the internet. BuySellMakeOffer.com is here to shake up the web. Tired of paying those outrageous fees? You'll never pay a fee with BuySellMakeOffer.com. For a monthly membership package starting at only $7.95, you can list and sell up to 50 items. That would cost you nearly $100 with the other guys. Go right now to BuySellMakeOffer.com and sign up today.
Good afternoon, 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the only live and local news here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. A call of domestic violence ended in an officer-involved shooting in the 1700 block of Bangor Avenue in San Bernardino yesterday. The woman who called left the residence for her own safety. Officers arrived on scene and contacted the suspect, identified as 37-year-old Chris Solario. Solario was armed with a large military-style survival knife. Officers gave him repeated commands to drop the knife, but he refused and began advancing toward the officers. The officers backed out of the residence into the front yard, with Solario continuing toward them. One officer deployed his taser, but it was found to be ineffective. Solario continued toward the officers, failing to comply, so the officer, a second one, fired a round from his handgun, which struck the suspect in the upper part of his body. Solario was not stopped, and another deputy deployed his taser, which dropped the suspect to the ground. He was then transported to a local hospital to be treated for his injuries, which appear to be non-life-threatening. And a preliminary hearing was postponed for 2 bail agents charged with forcing their way into 2 Temecula homes with their guns drawn in search for a client who skipped bail. Fausto Adelano of Temecula, owner of Fausto's Bonds, and then Associate Vincent Cusimano of Hemet are now scheduled to have their preliminary hearing September 11th. Adelano and Cusimano are charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a firearm. They are also charged with misdemeanor counts of unlawfully presenting themselves as law enforcement officers, forced entry, and failing to notify law enforcement officials of their plans to apprehend a fugitive. They have pleaded not guilty to the October 2013 incidents. And finally, the Riverside County District Attorney's Office received more than $2.5 million in state grants to combat various types of frauds. 3 grants totaling over the $2 million were awarded to the DA's office by the California Department of Insurance and will be used to investigate and prosecute workers' compensation, insurance fraud, disability, and health care insurance fraud, as well as supplemental insurance fraud. Inland Empire weather, mostly sunny through the weekend. Highs low 90s, lows around 65. Currently, we are at 81 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive. It is a Friday, so there's a lot of stop and go going on out there. 91 eastbound between Green River Road and the 71. And let's see, also on the 15 through Corona, northbound, it's a little bit slow between Wyrick Road and Cajalco. And then let's see, the 215 northbound at the 15 freeway, there is a disabled vehicle that's before you get onto the freeway right there in the pass. A big rig is stalled, and it's blocking the shoulder. So keep that in mind. And other than that, not looking too bad out there. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Ian's with me in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up?
Great. I have two quick questions for you. The first one is about my parents. My dad is 82 and my mother is 88, and their attorney has told them that they need to switch their will over to a living trust, and I wasn't sure what I should guide them as far as that is concerned.
What is the size of their estate?
It's their house is paid for, which is about $80,000. I would say no more than $200, maybe.
Okay. Does North Carolina? Do they live in North Carolina?
No, they live in New York, Syracuse.
Okay. The only way that's going to make sense is if the New York probate tax is way high, which is believable because it's New York and every tax there is way high. So it's possible because the moving the money into a trust or moving the estate, the assets into a trust, and you actually have to retitle the house at the courthouse to the trust. Okay. You can't just draw up a trust and not do anything. You have to rename all of your accounts into the name of the trust. What that does is it allows it to bypass probate. And if the state's probate tax is really, really high, like 20% or something, then that 20% of $200,000, is going to be what?
A lot.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be like $40,000.
Yes.
So that would be ridiculous. If it's 10%, it's like $20,000. The trust is going to cost probably $3,000 or $4,000.
Okay.
Maybe $1,500 if it gives them a deal. Because it shouldn't be much of a trust. They don't have much of an estate.
Correct.
But the only reason to do that, is if the state's probate tax is so high that it justifies legal fees of $2,000 to $5,000.
Okay.
But if your state's probate tax were 2%, then it'd be cheaper to pay the probate tax.
Okay.
In this case. So most places, you don't use a living trust on an estate that small.
Okay.
Now, attorneys still sell them sometimes, but they shouldn't.
Okay.
Because it's not necessary. They can transfer everything to you just fine with a will. None of it bypasses federal estate tax, but they're not going to be subject to federal estate tax because that's an estate of $5.5 million or greater.
Okay.
So they're not going to be worried about that. So the only reason you see is you're trading legal fees for taxes.
Gotcha.
And the trade has to be a good trade. So I would want to find out, and I don't know, what the probate tax rate is in New York State. I wouldn't be shocked to find it to be high because virtually every tax there is. Chris is in Iraq, Baghdad, no less. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hey, Dave, pretty good. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. Are you in the military?
No, sir. My wife and I are government contractors.
Okay.
So we're still working, just working late tonight.
Very fun. How can I help today?
But my question was, we've been over here for a while, and we've gotten to see a lot of the world, which is great. And when we get stateside again, I'm going to finish up school for nursing, and then we were thinking about moving out of the country to either Norway or New Zealand, and we were just curious about what that would do for our 401ks and Roth IRAs and our retirement accounts.
Well, you're able, as you probably have already discovered, as long as you're an American citizen and you're paying taxes on your income, which you're supposed to do, regardless of where in the world you live, you're supposed to file an income tax return. You qualify for a 401k if the company you're working for has a 401k program. If it's a New Zealand company and they don't have anything to do with the States, then you wouldn't have that available, but you would have IRAs available either way. And so you can continue to do IRAs, and if you're working for a U.S. company in a foreign country, a lot of them still provide a 401k in that setting, and they certainly can do that because they're, U.S. based and they're paying you in U.S. They're paying you a U.S. citizen, so they can withhold on you into a 401k program, and that's a great plan. Very cool. Hadn't had a call this week from Baghdad, Chris. You're the first. Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate you listening on the podcast. All right, Lyle is with us in Los Angeles. Hey, Lyle, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you, sir?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Thank you for taking my call. Got a question for you regarding deferred compensation plans. This plan is a non-qualified plan, and when we enrolled in this, we were able to set it up with what they call in-service distributions while we're employed. Is that something you recommend doing? I mean, because we have a 401k here at work, but because of the lack of participation, we're not eligible to partake in it.
Why, you're highly compensated?
Yes, sir.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your income? Household?
Gross about 180, 185.
Okay. Well, you can qualify as a married couple. Are you married?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We're on step 7.
Okay. So you're already maxing out Roths then?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Doing that, and even money going into savings and everything else along with this. And they do a 50% match, which is a pretty good match.
That's sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to probably play around with that thing. I would just be careful with, what the money's going into. Make sure you're controlling that. And here's the thing of deferred comp that you need to keep in mind, and you got to keep this in the back of your mind. All you're doing, keep in mind what the phrase says. You're deferring, putting off your compensation. So you're just not taking your paycheck. So you've got a savings account with your company. And the problem is, even though you're investing it, it's an asset of the company's. It's not an asset of yours.
Right. It is subject to creditors.
Yeah, it's subject to creditors. And the big problem is the company goes broke, it's an asset. Your money's gone.
Mm-hmm. And now, see, I've been in this, Dave, for like 15 years, so I've got a chunk of money in this. But I have this set up in about 15 different in-service accounts. Every 6 months, I can elect a withdrawal if I want.
Yeah.
If I don't want it, then I have to decline it 12 months in advance, and then it pushes it out 5 years.
Yeah. Well, you can pull it at any time. It's just going to be different penalties and different things. Is it a big company?
Yes, very, very large, thousands of people, employees.
So you feel like it's pretty strong then, financially?
Yes, it's a privately held, family-owned company, been around for over 30 years.
Okay. All right.
I just didn't know whether I should, take take a distribution now and then and do other investments.
I would.
I max out the Roth.
Yeah, I would. Because it sounds like you're telling me you've got over 50% of your net worth in this.
Well, not quite 50%, but I mean probably I've got 500 in it.
Yeah. It starts to scare me at some point because I just don't have control over the destiny of that money. It's literally not titled to me at this point. It's not a bad thing. I just don't want to be too heavy in it. And so, yeah, I'd love to pull some of that occasionally and buy a piece of real estate on the side, or just buy some low turnover mutual funds. If you buy a mutual fund with a low turnover rate, it gives you tax-deferred growth in the form of capital gains. So that's something to consider, too. That's what I do. But I don't have this program that you've got available to me. I would play with it, but I just wouldn't want to get too heavy in it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
InfoTrack is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi, everybody. This is Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me each week for InfoTrack.
Sundays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
One of the most overlooked priorities in a family's financial plan is life insurance. Having it and having the right amount are crucial. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, put food on the table, and plan for the future? Term life insurance is protection for the ones you love. It's not complicated and it's not expensive. People need to deal with this, which is why I found a company I trust and I do business with, Xander. Please take the time to take care of your family.
This is KCAA.
The one name you should know, the best place you can go, Toyota of Escondido.
It's summer savings time at Toyota of Escondido. For the first time ever, you can drive home any bold new 2015 Camry or gas-saving Prius Hybrid with 0 APR factory financing for 60 months. Don't miss out.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
Come in today and save more than ever before on over 12.5 acres of new and pre-owned Toyotas. 0 APR factory financing on approved good credit. 60 monthly payments of $1,667 per $1,000 borrowed. Down payment varies with credit.
Toyota of Escondido.
Financing includes dealer fees and excludes tax and license. Ends July 6th.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds Custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
America's pop culture entertainment show is here each week on KCAA. Hi, this is David Cohen together with Douglas Viviani. Join us each Saturday at 2 o'clock for Everything Old is New Again, where we take a nostalgic look at the future.
We'll revisit the entertainment and pop culture of yesterday juxtaposed to that of today. TVs, movies, music, and much more. Be forewarned, we're going to start the arguments you're going to love to have.
Everything Old is New Again, Saturday at 2 o'clock right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Greenville, South Carolina is with us. Jordan, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up with you?
I am actually just finishing up school. I actually work full-time now. back at home, living at home. And I kind of have felt this stigma since I've been back from, like, living in the dorm and living out of the house, but now I'm back home. And I'm trying to save all this money to be able to move out and buy a house eventually. But as I'm saving money, I'm also hearing a lot of voices in my head telling me, you need a credit score, you need a credit score, you need a credit score. So it's almost like you need to save money to move out, but also you need to spend money in order to get this credit score. So they're kind of contradicting my mind, and I guess just being able to fight that cultural norm of you can't come back home, you can't come back home. But really my mindset after listening to you is I need to start out ahead. I don't need to start out behind. So just kind of getting your advice on that and seeing when's the right time to make that jump in order to move out, officially and
make what jump when you move out? You mean make the
just to make the jump from living at home and working full time to now, totally going out on my own by myself, I guess, after college.
Gotcha. Okay. What are you making?
About 30 right now, but it's going up yearly. So.
How much is it going up yearly?
Just maybe a couple $100 a month. I mean, it's a good stretch, but I think I started out on a lower pay grade, but definitely on the way up here in the next couple of years, I hope. So
next year at this time, what you think you'll be making?
I mean, I could see it just growing a couple $1,000 more every year. Nothing extravagant or anything like that.
Okay.
So.
What are you doing for a living?
I work for a home services company, so out in the field, going house to house, that type of thing. But it's an established company. It's been around for a while. It's actually my great grandfather's company. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. And how much money have you saved?
On my own, I've saved about $4,000, but my grandmother actually left me some money when she passed away, so that's kind of sitting there waiting for either just to have saved. I don't really plan on spending that unless I spend it on a house. She didn't really give me an exact thing that I needed to spend that on. But
how much?
About $12,000.
Okay. And so that's you've got a little bit of an emergency fund and you got a little bit of a down payment built is what you've got. And you graduated in May?
Yes, sir.
So you've just started there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, what I would tell you to do is I probably would give your parents a Christmas present, and I'd probably move out in January. And I would just find you something very cheap to rent, maybe get you a roommate, and share a place, and continue to save, but be out on your own, paying your own bills, and paying your own lights and water and food. And that's going to add to your expenses and decrease the amount that you can save, but it's going to add to your dignity and offset that. And so something happened to my kids, Jordan, when they moved out. I had, a couple of them come home for a few months after college, like we're talking about, to get squared around and then head out. 2 or 3, in their cases, 2 or 3 months. But it was weird. A year later, after them paying all their own bills for a whole year, it changed their maturity level. It shifted in them. And I thought they were pretty cool and pretty mature already, but it just changed the way they walk. It changed the way their shoulders moved. And it's just weird. And we didn't have trouble. I mean, we love our kids, and it was honestly would have been real easy for them to hang out with us.
Right, and I think I have a great relationship with my parents, so I'm in the same boat. But at the same time, like you said, just having that independent feeling of being on your own as well.
Yeah, there's something that it does for you, and in the process of doing that, of course, you're going to be working on the career and the income. And there's no rush to buy a house. You're debt free. And, you're in great shape, and you're saving money, and you're living on a budget, so you're ahead of the game. And then just, what you need to do is take the money you've got and allocate a percentage of that, a certain number of dollars, to your emergency fund, and say, that's my emergency fund. The rest of this is my down payment fund, and I'm going to continue to add to that. And in a year or 2 or 3, I'll buy. But there's no rush, and just get you a good, get you some guys to live with and split a place up. And it doesn't need to be a college place. It doesn't need to be a bunch of junk stuff like you're in college or something. Have a legitimate place that you're staying in with legitimate people. But if you roommate it out a little bit, it changes your costs considerably versus just a straight up 1-bedroom apartment, which will eat your lunch on $30,000 income. So that's what I would do if I were in your shoes. I would give your parents a Christmas present by moving out January 1st. That'd be my goal, or something like that. But you're obviously articulate, you're mature, you've got a job, you got a lot of stuff on the ball here. So I would just play it through. Alex is with us in Tyler, Texas. Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm doing just fine, sir. Thanks for taking my call. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, sir, I have a question here, and I'll give you the question first and then give you a little bit of backstory, if that's all right.
Sure.
The question is, how do I know where God's calling me in life? And if it's something that my parents don't agree with, how do I tell them? And the backstory is pretty much this. Ever since I was young, I've kind of had a passion to join the military.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of years ago, I had gone to a retreat with our church and believed that the Lord was calling me to ministry. And then, a year after that, I saw kind of those two things come together of possibly becoming a chaplain in the military. Mm-hmm. And I've been just feeling God call me closer and closer to that recently, and I'm still kind of unsure because I still live with my folks, and I do not have the financial capabilities to support myself. And I need some education in order to make that happen. And so I don't really know how to approach this situation without kind of angering them, if you understand.
And how old are you?
I'm 20 years old, sir.
And what do you make for a living? Or what do you make income-wise?
Right. A month, I make about $1,200.
Okay. Are you working 40 hours?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Doing what?
I work for a business called Cavender's. It's a Western wear apparel business. I work in one of their warehouses just in web distribution.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Good for you. All right. Well, how to find God's will. If you figure that out, you can send me a note. Okay. There's some things you can do to try to ascertain that, but that's like you calling me and asking me the meaning of life or something. I mean, it's that's pretty dead blame deep. One thing. No, that's okay. I'm not chiding you. I'm just saying it's tough. It's a tough question. After walking with God for a long time, I'm still not always sure. I'm always sure when I look back. My rearview mirror is 100%, but hindsight's 20/20. But I still get confused between last night's pizza and the Holy Spirit sometimes. So the thing you got to do is, one thing Scripture says is that you're looking for peace, and so as you pray about this, do you have a peace about it? The peace that passes understanding. And if you have an incredible peace, that's one thing you can look for. The second thing is you're looking for not only God's will, but God's timing on His will. And so are things lining up circumstantially, almost in a spooky way, where you go, do-do-do-do-do-do, this is all lined up. I better walk down this hallway because it's just appeared before me. This is real. And then the third thing is the thing you're trying to do scriptural? Does it line up with the Bible? And is serving the military scriptural? Absolutely. Is serving as a chaplain in the military scriptural? Yes. Do you have a peace about it? You felt called to it, so you probably do have a peace about it. The third thing then is the timing. And is it necessarily chaplaincy? Is it necessarily military, or is it necessarily the two of those things combined? I'm not positive. I'll tell you what I would do. I would find some chaplains in the military, and I'd go hang out with them a little bit. Because you may find that the chaplaincy in the military is not anything like you think it is. I was so dumb, I thought they were all like the guy on MASH, Father whatever, and that all the chaplains were Christians, and they're not. I went and spoke to a group of them and basically did a Christian sermon, and they were like, "What are you doing? I mean, there's Muslims here, and there's Wiccans here, and there's I didn't know. I didn't know the chaplaincy in the military was that, but I was just naive." And so you may find that it's not the environment you think it is, and so you need to know what it is you're getting into there. And I would spend time around military people and around chaplains in the military, and then I would talk to some ministers. So I think you gather some more information. And then based on all that information, you've got to just gently and respectfully talk to mom and dad about it, but you're also prepared to move out when that happens because you're not following their guidance at that point. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
We thought we were financially secure. We had plenty of debt, but we were always on time on paying our bills and whatnot.
We bought everything on credit card because we were at SeaWorld and we saw it there, and so we must have been on a vacation for the weekend, and so we would just charge things on credit card.
This is KCAA.
California Headline News. Governor Jerry Brown insists the Rocky Fire is a wake-up call for anyone questioning the existence of climate change.
Because of the way this fire performed. It's not the way it usually has been, going in lots of different directions, moving fast, even without hot winds.
Brown visiting the fire zone Thursday. Word overnight, the blaze is now 45% contained with hopes for full containment no later than Monday. A child contracts the plague after a family camping outing at Yosemite National Park.
The rodents that carry plague and then the fleas that feed on those rodents are present in many areas throughout California.
Dr. Benjamin Schwartz with the Health Department in L.A. County, where the boy is from. The boy hospitalized and is recovering, likely bitten by a flea that had contracted the disease from a park rodent. Flight headed from London to L.A., back in London after a mid-air emergency. Passengers say they could smell electrical smoke and saw sparks coming from first-class seats. Geico weather, some thunderstorm activity up north. Jeff Scott, California News.
Once upon a time, in a not-so-distant suburb, a handyman set out to put up a mailbox. The new cottage owners were anxious to get everything ready for their wicked step-parents' visit. Once, twice, thrice he drilled, and as he dug, sparks began to fly, and the village went dark. The moral: to avoid a grim situation, always call 811 before you dig. Learn more at call811.com.
If you can't recall your own cell phone number, but know the braking distance of a half-ton pickup traveling downhill at 57 miles per hour, then CarQuest Auto Parts is for you. That's because CarQuest Auto Parts is for those who really know and care about their car. Right now, get a half-inch drive click-style torque wrench, a $34.99 value for just $10 with the purchase of CarQuest Platinum brake pads and 2 rotors. CarQuest is serious auto parts.
See participating stores for details.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives. KCAA Radio wants you to take extra precautions if you work in the sun or in any hot environment this summer, especially if you're a senior citizen and if you take certain medications. Be aware that antidepressants and antihistamines act on an area of the brain that controls the skin's ability to produce sweat. Sweating is the body's natural cooling system, so if you can't sweat, you risk getting overheated. Also, beta blockers reduce the ability of the heart and lungs to adapt to stress, including the stress associated with working in a hot environment. Therefore, beta blockers can, under certain conditions, contribute to the likelihood of a heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses. Did you know that amphetamines can raise body temperature? Did you know that diuretics encourage fluid loss, which can quickly lead to dehydration in hot weather? Did you know that sedatives can reduce a person's awareness of physical discomfort, which means symptoms of heat stress could be ignored? Did you know that decongestants can decrease blood flow to the skin, which impacts the blood's ability to cool down? Well, if you didn't know it before this announcement, you certainly know it now. So take this message seriously. Take care of yourself when you're working in the heat. Stay hydrated, work slower, and take breaks to cool down. This message is from KCAA. The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
The one name you should know, the best place you can go, Toyota of Escondido.
It's summer savings time at Toyota of Escondido. For the first time ever, you can drive home any bold new 2015 Camry or gas-saving Prius hybrid with 0 APR factory financing for 60 months. Don't miss out.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
Come in today and save more than ever before on over 12.5 acres of new and pre-owned Toyotas. 0 APR factory financing on approved good credit. 60 monthly payments of $1,667 per $1,000 borrowed. Down payment varies with credit.
Toyota of Escondido.
Financing includes dealer fees and excludes tax and license. Ends July 6th.
Saving the world, one dirty joke at a time. That's the mission of Langdon Nation. Psychiatric professional Langdon Basarge and a round table of top comics bring you intriguing interviews, edgy conversation, and big laughs. Friday nights at midnight right here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd. For this afternoon, it'll be sunny. Expect a high near 94. South wind at 5 to 10, becoming westerly. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 66. A west wind at 5 to 15 with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. It'll be sunny Saturday with a high near 93. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 66. And Sunday, mostly sunny and a high near 93. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind. NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, David and Amanda are with us. Hey, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
We are fabulous. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome, welcome. Now, where do you guys live?
We are from Chicago, well, a south suburb of Chicago, New Lenox. It's about 45 minutes southwest of Chicago.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
Quick southwest jump, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Yeah, fun. Here to do your debt-free scream. How much debt have you paid off?
$158,000.
I love it. And how long did that take you?
About 3.5 years.
Way to go, guys. Making what kind of money?
We started at about $60,000 and did about $90,000.
Cool. What do y'all do for a living?
I am a French teacher at a high school in the south suburbs of Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a mechanic for a family-owned business.
Fun. Very cool. Good for you guys. That's great. So what kind of debt was this $158,000?
We had $8,000 of it was from my student loans from when I was going to graduate school. Luckily, I had a graduate assistantship for most of the period of time, but there was one semester where I didn't. And then the other $150,000 was from our mortgage.
Oh, you paid off your house?
Yeah.
Wow. So the graduate assistantship allowed you to go without paying tuition. That made it free, and so that's a good way to get a master's free, by the way, for those of you listening. Yeah.
I took your advice on that one because it wasn't maybe my top choice for university, but they gave me that assistantship, and I said, I got to do it.
It's like free money, man.
Yeah, it's going to set me up.
Yeah, I love it. Way to go, y'all. So what started this journey 3.5 years ago? Tell me the story.
Well, we shortly after we got married, we attended Financial Peace University at Parkview Church, and we after class one night we came home, and I sat down at the computer and typed in all our mortgage information on a calculator online, and I realized over the course of the loan it would have been $120,000 in interest that we would pay, and we looked at each other and decided that we weren't going to do that. So we started with about a 10-year plan to get this all done, and then moved to a 5-year plan, and then one day she says, we're going to pay this off by the end of 2015. And I'm like, no way, that's crazy. And here we are, 6 months early, actually. So
the French teacher is a financial hammer.
Yeah.
I love it. That's good. This is cool. Yep. Very cool. So you guys really spun this out. I mean, that's pretty amazing. $50,000 a year, really. Yeah. That's what it amounts to.
Yeah.
That's pretty serious stuff.
Yeah, it really was.
You're making decent money. So you started immediately after getting married.
Yep.
So you've been married about 3.5, 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Very fun. Yeah. Very fun. What's the house worth?
I figure about $250,000.
It's paid for.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's still not real.
It's so strange. How old are y'all?
I'm 29.
28.
And you're not even 30, and you have paid for $250,000 house.
Yeah.
Just because some bald-headed guy told you could.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is so cool. Has it sunk in yet?
No, definitely not.
No, and actually, it's funny because the day that we became debt-free, I was sleeping and, enjoying my summer vacation, and he, runs upstairs, and at first I was angry with him for waking me up, and then he goes, we're debt-free, and he screams it, and he, said that everything went through, and it's official, and it was unbelievable.
Book the tickets. We're going to Nashville.
Yeah, that's what we did.
I love it. That's fun. Well, congratulations. You guys, just if you don't do anything but take your old house payment and invest that, beginning at age 28, you'll be very, very wealthy.
That's good.
As opposed to the way everybody else lives, booked up to their eyeballs.
Yeah.
So as you guys were working on this, what was the biggest sacrifice?
Well, I had to sell my car.
Oh!
I had a beautiful 2006 Corvette Z06 that I bought when I was before we were married. And one day she walks in the office, like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm selling the car." "Why are you selling the car?" Well, it needed to be done to make this goal. So, I missed the car, but it was worth it in the end.
You'll get another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saving up for next.
Yeah. Well, you ought to. The new ones are nice. I got one of them. They're great.
There you go. There you go.
That's cool. And they're not that bad expensive, especially if you got a paid for $250,000 house.
Yeah.
That's excellent, you guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, we're pretty
so
excited.
proud of you.
Mhm.
This is so fun.
Yeah.
And man, and the mechanic, the guy that turns the wrench sells his car.
Yeah.
That's seriously manning up right there.
Yeah, it was. It was a hard day. It was a hard couple of weeks actually after that because he was like, "Oh, I missed the car. I missed the car." And then even when we were driving down here today, he was like, "Wouldn't this be so nice in a Corvette?"
Well, it will be. I promise you, it will be
That's
again.
right.
They are fun to drive. That's great. Good for you guys. Man, you've set yourself up to win like nothing else. So do people make fun of you?
Oh, yeah.
Particularly when you sold the car.
Oh.
I mean, you had to have people go, "You're brain dead."
Yeah, well, the funny part was they all blamed it on me. They said, "Oh, the wife's making you sell the car."
It wasn't my idea.
I said, "I know, it was his idea."
They get T-shirts printed up. It wasn't my idea.
Yeah. That was kind of crazy. People did think that, but I don't know. It was obviously very worth it. We loved gazelling. It was a process that we enjoyed, and the best part about it now is that we're going to live the rest of our lives like this, responsibly, and just keeping this in mind, and it's going to affect our future and the future of everyone else, because now we're just so excited to live and give like no one else.
There you go. Your giving, your generosity will be crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. So, any big money fights during the time?
No, I don't think so.
We had one argument.
There was the one. What was the one? Come on, Amanda.
The red box.
One day,
The red box.
I was coming home from work on a Friday night. I'm on the phone. I said, "What do you want to do tonight?" She's like, "I don't know. Maybe just watch a movie or something." I'm like, "Well, maybe we should rent a red box." And she says, "No, I don't want to spend the money." I'm like, "They're $2. I think we can manage, Needless to say, we did not rent a red box. And whatever.
We didn't get one.
That's $2. Where are you just spending money out here?
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Yeah.
You crazy vet sale guy.
Yeah.
I sold my $40,000 car, but I can't get a $2 movie. Wow. You guys are awesome. That's fun. Well, congratulations. How does it feel?
Oh, gosh. Like a dream.
Yeah, not real.
Not real. Yeah, it's like, is this real life? We have to pinch ourselves. And
What's your family saying?
they're so proud of us. Both of our parents, we were raised, in families and homes where they were very financially responsible. And now for us to be on this show and for us to be at this point in our lives and at such a young age, they're just so very proud of us. And it feels great.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's fun. That helps too, to have parents that are doing that. They're acting that way.
Yeah, it does.
Congratulations. Dave and Amanda, Chicago, Illinois. $158,000 paid off in 3.5 years, making $60 to $90 a year. They're not even 30 years old, and their house is paid for.
Woo!
I love you guys. You're awesome. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. We're
debt-free!
To God be the glory.
Way to go, you guys. That is so fun. Love it, love it, love it. Wow. Okay. Some of you don't know why that's important, so I'm going to help you. Let's just pretend that a $158,000 mortgage has a $1,600 house payment. Let's just pretend that. Okay, I just made that up, but it's not far off. And let's say that you were to invest that from 28 to 68 years old. At 68, what would that house payment be worth if you invested that in a decent growth stock mutual fund? That's $1,600 a month. What is that? I did that wrong. There's no way. That can't be right. I mean, how many zeros? That's wrong. That's $18 million. No, I think that's right. Let's just do it for 30 years to 58. Okay, I mean, we won't go all the way up. Yeah. Okay, that's better. I mean, that's only $6 million. So that's what that couple just made. They just pay themselves a house payment from now until 58 years old. They have $6 million just in that one account. Shut up. Tell me the borrower's not slave to the lender. Way to go, you two. Boom! This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, this is El Chabdog of Chabdog Sports Talk. Join me every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. for anything and everything sports related. Chabdog Sports Talk, Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA, 1050 a.m.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Do you like cars, racing, adventure and speed, motorsports of any kind? If it has speed, high performance, or burns octane, there's a brand new show for you. Do you have 1030 weight in your blood, or are you running on 104 performance octane? Then gear up for a brand new show on KCAA called Kcaa Racing. Tune in Saturdays at 4 p.m. with host Joe Britt for news, interviews, and all kinds of stuff you can use about racing and the automotive world. Whether it's learning how to put spark plugs in or spark up your supercharger, Joe's got the answer for you.
Ready, buddy? Ready. All right, Dan. Get it up.
Kcaa Racing. Find out how Joe built the Stallion GT1 exotic sports car, or hear the area's best experts on automotive questions. It's Kcaa Racing, right here, where we put you in the driver's seat and it doesn't stop till you cross the finish line. Saturdays at 4 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's Kcaa Racing.
Well, see you later. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. right after the Poor Man for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by Buy, Sell, Make Offer.
We're glad you're here. Gail is with us in Flint, Michigan. Hey, Gail, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's good to hear your voice. We love your program. We've done the baby steps. We're all up to speed on there, but we really appreciate you taking our call. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help today?
Okay. My husband and I have a question about one of our adult children, and they're in their late 30s, but they own 2 properties. They own a vacation home clear, and they own their own home. And we just found out this year that they haven't been paying the taxes. So our question, and we want to help them, not financial, that we want to give them good advice, can they lose their home since there is no bank lien on the home, either one?
They've not been paying their property taxes?
Right.
Oh, absolutely. The local municipality will take the property.
How long do they have before they take the home?
Changes every area to area.
Okay. So
Some people wait.
That?
Some people 5 years. Some people 5 months.
Okay.
I mean, they're not not 5 months, but I mean they're usually over a year in most areas.
Okay.
And many times years and years before they get around to it. But eventually they will take a property for back taxes and sell it on the courthouse steps for back taxes. It's called a delinquent tax sale. You may have heard of it.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. And so,
okay, we've sent to the Financial Peace University, or not Financial Peace University. We have sent them to Dave Ramsey when you came to Grand Rapids, but one was on board and one wasn't. So one spouse was on board, one wasn't. So we kind of wondered about that because don't know how long they can go on living in one home and wondering if they're going to have it yanked out from underneath them. So good to hear that advice. I guess.
I think what you could do is if you wanted to be real nosy and get into it, you could call the local trustee.
Okay.
And say in where they live, the property assessor, the property trustee in the area, and call the assessor's office and tax assessor's office and ask them, how delinquent is a property in this area typically before you all take it on a delinquent tax sale.
Oh, okay.
And they'll say, usually they're 3 years, and then you could go back and go, guys, we realize you're not paying the taxes, and they're going to take this property.
Oh, okay.
And we've talked to them, and they, but don't turn them in. Don't say, hey, go get this property, but don't do that. But
right.
But you do want
to give us a head up.
Yeah, you can give them some information and know how. It'd be great if you could panic them a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm with you.
Thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Dover, Delaware is calling. Brenda's with us. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for your ministry.
Thank you.
I wanted to let you know that my husband and I were working on baby step 4, and I recently took a job change so that I would have less stress. So we went down from $65,000 a year for my income down to 35, I'm sorry. And my husband has $30,000 in retirement income that is from he's active duty Air Force. So we have $65,000 that comes in yearly now with this new job. And when we go through all of our analyzing of our bills, we have about $700 left every month. And so I wasn't sure if it should all go into that 15% into the retirement, which the $700 is around 13% of our income. But we also have a daughter who is she's only finished 1 year of college. And we also wanted to see about me possibly retiring from this state in 3 years. So we wanted to know if we should put some to the mortgage or split it up into the retirement and the mortgage because we have his military pension coming in. I guess I was somewhat of at a quandary where the extra money should go, where it would benefit the best.
Yeah. How old is he?
He is 54.
And he doesn't work?
He doesn't work. He has been out of work because of downsizing for about 3 years, and he is trying his hand now at selling disability insurance.
Okay.
To try to get some kind of income coming in, as well as his pension.
How old are you?
I'm 54.
Okay. So you're going to retire at 57 is your goal?
Right. And then my pension would only be about $15,000 a year.
And then what are you going to do?
Find something else to do to collect income and a pension, as long as I'm able. But when
I don't know why you wouldn't be able. You're only 57.
Well, I think I'll be fine.
Okay.
And I think that I would have plenty of time left, but I guess I wanted to see what a worst-case scenario would be.
So I don't think you planned for your house to be paid off in 3 years at 57 years old as a panic in order for you to quit working when you don't need to quit working yet.
Correct.
I mean, you can quit that job and take another job, and he'll have another job. So your household income at that point would be up above 100.
Hopefully,
with all of those different things, with both of you working and both of you having retirement incomes.
Yes.
I mean, that should be this case. Gainfully employed, I mean, you ought to be making some money. So, all right, so that one's not an issue. Retirement's under control. And the child that's in college hasn't gotten through the first year. Do you have any money saved for college?
No, we
How
didn't
did you
do
pay
that.
for the first year?
She got a student loan.
Okay, we're not doing that again.
I was going to say she qualified for a scholarship, but failed out.
She qualified for a scholarship but failed out.
Right. She tried it for a year and just said college isn't for me.
Oh, she quit college.
She quit. So she went back.
Okay.
And therefore we said, you know what, we're not going to pay for this until we know that something's good.
Okay, so you're not paying for it?
Not at present, but we have thought that we should give her an allowance of like $400 a month towards college for gas, food, tuition, books. And that is already included in our budget as opposed to helping her out through college. But we don't have a college fund.
But do you feel obligated to pay for anything after this year other than the $400?
$400 a month until she would get her associate degree. Then we didn't feel like we needed to.
Okay.
We felt like she should be able to do that.
So that's handled.
Okay.
Okay. So we're not panicking there either.
Right.
So, yeah, you need to be putting 15% of your household income aside for retirement. Then you need to be doing what you're going to do for kids' college. That's baby step 5. You're doing that.
Okay.
And then anything else you make, you put towards the house.
Okay.
Above 15% going towards retirement, above whatever you're going to do for college.
Okay. Well, when your phone screener talked to me, I said, now, if you know what to do, you don't have to put me through to Dave. And she says, well, I think I know what he'll say, but I think you should hear it from him. so she was
she's trying to not make me be irrelevant because she knows all the answers, but I appreciate that. That's good for her. Yeah, Kelly, if you start answering all the callers' questions, we won't have a radio show. So that's, even though you know the answers, send them through to me. I mean, I'm the one with the entertainment value. That's funny. I love it. Elena is with us in Miami. Hey, Elena, how are you?
Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much.
Good. How can I help?
Okay, so my husband and I have been married for a year and a half. We took the class from our church 3 months after we got married. So we're currently we're doing baby step number 2. And right now, by September, we're going to be done paying off his car. And on my car, we still have $12,000 left. And I wanted to know if I should stop my retirement plan that my company offers, and it also matches to go ahead and expedite and speed up paying off my car next year. Because right now we're doing $1,000 to $1,500 a month on his car.
Great.
And then
did you say you had gone through FPU? Did I hear you say that?
Yes, we did go through it. Yes, we did.
Okay. And what did we teach? What did we teach you to do there with the 401k?
To stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not different here.
Okay. So go ahead, and it won't cause any penalty or anything like that?
No.
People were telling me, okay.
No, there's no penalty if you don't take the money out. But you just, I don't want you to take money out. I just want you to stop adding to it temporarily until you get yourself out of debt.
Okay. And then when we are done paying with my car next year, is it fine to put that money, because we still have $70,000 left in student loans, but we want to go ahead and start saving for a house?
No, not until you're out of debt.
Okay.
We also taught you that in Financial Peace University.
Yes, you did. Okay.
Do you need to go back through? Do you need to go back through?
No, I think it was just a double confirmation I wanted.
You thought you were the exception. I got it. Okay. No, you can go back through the class, though. It's free. Once you're a member, you can go back through again free. So, yeah, stop the 401k temporarily. Don't buy a house until you're out of debt. This stuff works, folks. Don't try to fix it. It's not broken. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
And he's coming to KCAA.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us or our ancestors.
Nobody